Welcome to the Floyd Memorial Library podcast, where we sit down with the people who give shape, texture, and voice to life on the North Fork of Long Island. Some are rooted here by generations, others arrive by chance or choice, but all carry with them a piece of the story. We talk about what's changing, what's worth holding on to, and the currents of history, both quiet and loud, that run through this place. I'm your host, Christopher Bianchi, and for episode 164, I'm joined by Greg Schlachter, candidate for Southold Town Highway Superintendent. Greg's roots in Southold run deep. He grew up here and has spent more than 40 years working as a heavy equipment operator and mechanic, much of the time with the highway department. We talk about his family's history on the North Fork, what it was like growing up in Southold, and how his career in public service and heavy equipment took shape. Greg also shares stories from his years in the department, his involvement with the Southold Fire Department, and his role as Southold Santa, a tradition that has become a beloved part of our community. As a candidate, he explains why he decided to run for Highway Superintendent and what makes the job so vital to the community. We also look ahead to his hopes for the future of Southold and the kind of legacy he'd like to leave behind. So I hope you enjoy episode 164 with Greg Schlachter. This episode was recorded September 6, 2025. Thank you so much for coming on the Floyd Memorial Library podcast today. It's really great to have you on today.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate being asked.
Thank you. And so with many of these interviews, I usually like to start off with if you can give us a little background about yourself and your family's history on the North Fork.
Oh, okay. My family came out here over 60 years ago. My dad, after the military, came to work for the Bell system. You want to say the phone company. Back then it was the Bell system. And he used to work on the road gangs where he'd leave home for a week at a time and then come home for the weekends. And as he progressed from the city, he ended up out here and fell in love with it. And he progressed into the company where he finally had a regular job, like this is going to be his duty station. So we came out and bought a house in Southold on Boyce Avenue, still have it today. And this is where we grew up.
Yes.
And it was an awesome place to grow up.
But just before getting to growing up here, did your mom work out here too, or?
Well, my dad met my mom back in Northport, Huntington area. That's where we originated from, actually.
Okay.
I came out here when I was around 2. And Mom worked for Grumman's back in the day.
Okay.
And Telephonics, I think, was one of the other companies. But when Dad came out, and she had the kids, of course, she was a stay-at-home mom.
Yes.
And then she eventually, when we got older, went to work for the school district in Southold as the attendance lady. So I had no fun as a kid in school, jokingly.
And then how many siblings did you have?
I have 3 brothers.
Oh, okay.
I have 2 other brothers. There was 3 of us.
Okay. And so how was it for you personally growing up out here as a kid, and what activities would you do outside?
Actually, at 14, I started hanging around at the local gas station, which was up the road from the house, learning about, repairs and mechanics and just building hot rods and playing around. When I grew up, there were so many farms around here that we actually had what we called lot cars. They were old beater cars that we get for $20 and ride them through the lot roads around the fields. Yeah, we had fun. It was a great place.
It was more rural then.
Absolutely more rural.
And what about your time in school? How you went? Did you go to Southold High School?
Southold School, from kindergarten to graduation.
Were you, because you mentioned just you were interested in the mechanics, and was that even through high school? Did you take shop class?
Oh, every shop class they had, BOCES for auto mechanics. The neighbor across the street worked for the local car dealership, so everybody like that back in the day worked on their own cars because they were simple, and just looking over his shoulder, and he kind of mentored me in that part of it. So it was fun. I've always been interested. My woodworking, metalworking, mechanics.
And was that something you knew you wanted to do coming out of high school?
I knew I enjoyed it, but I also was sitting under the tree in the backyard. One of the things Dad did for us was a big pile of dirt. And with the trucks and the Matchbox cars and the Tonkas, that's where I think I fueled the want to run heavy equipment and of course drive trucks. That's probably when it started. And then out of high school, at 18 I joined the local volunteer fire department. So the chief at the time was Terry Latham of Latham Sand and Gravel.
Okay.
So graduation, we move on, and we need to have a job.
Yeah.
So I ended up going to work for Terry Latham at Latham Sand and Gravel, and which was awesome. What job is it when you get to run heavy equipment and drive big trucks and move dirt and stuff?
Yes. And because some people coming out of high school, they sometimes want to go to like somewhere else to see something else. But were you interested in staying on the North Fork?
I had really no ambitions of going to college or anything. But later on in life, I got that little bug. So I drove tractor-trailer trucks over the road for a while. But always wanted to just come back here.
Yes. And you've spent more than 4 decades as a heavy equipment operator and mechanic. What keeps you passionate about the work after all these years?
It's ever evolving. It's almost like being an artist. When you're pushing dirt and you're contouring the land, it's always different. So you never get really bored with it. And the mechanics, it's always a different problem, trying to solve that. So it keeps you interested. You can't get bored when it's always changing.
Yes. And can you share any, because you're working for the highway department now.
Yes.
Can you share any stories or projects from your time there that have really stuck out or made an impact?
Just being an employee for the highway, you're not any real oh-ha moments, so to speak, but you feel good with yourself when plow truck breaks down or a payloader breaks down and they need it for instance, snow removal, and you get it back online. So it brings in the public safety thing. So you get a good feeling that you helped in a little bit of a way. You know what I mean?
Yes. And when was the first year you had volunteered for the fire department? Was that even coming out of high school or before?
Right out of high school. In fact, I was still in high school when I turned 18, so I was a volunteer at 18.
Wow.
Which would be, now you really get 78, 79, right around there, because I'm in February, so it's right by the cusp.
Yes. But you've continued to stay involved in the Southold Fire Department. Yes. What's your role there today?
I'm now classified as one of the old guys, so I'm more of a helper.
Okay.
The fun. I let the young guys run into the burning buildings. Yeah. I've done that.
Yes. And then also many people know you as Southold Santa. How did that tradition get started?
Friends younger friends that we went to school and we met along the way as the group of grows, of course, as you know. They wanted to get together before Christmas because they knew at Christmas time you're with your immediate family. They kind of overrule everything else. So we got the idea of having like a friends holiday before Christmas, right after Thanksgiving before, and they needed a Santa. And I'm not going to lie, back then I wore the fake beard and everything like that, but now it's evolved to I have my own beard. And then that caught on to Southold Town PBA, asked me because one of the guys in the Friends thing became a cop. So I've been their Santa for over 25 years.
Wow.
And it's an ever-evolving thing. Wendy's Deli, the American Legion, we have cookies and story time with Santa. It's just, and it's really fun when you get the little kid that comes up and hands you the envelope. This is for Santa.
Yes.
And the hard part now is they ask about the elf on the shelf.
Okay.
And I'm not that good. I can't remember all the names. But it's evolved and it's been fun, and I really enjoy it because you're bringing joy to other people.
Yes. And you have people that come up to you or recognize you all the time.
Absolutely. You're a Southold Santa. Hi, Santa. And the kids look at you and stuff. In fact, my wife, Denise, she made a web page just for fun of Southold Santa. And we had a couple of people that says, well, the kid's being a little brat around Christmas time, not listening. So we started doing those videos with just my hands in there and stuff like that. And I talk like, you got to be good. You got to listen to mom and dad. And they're like, and I mention their names and they give me little secrets. So we pass that on and they're like, wow, he is real.
Yes.
It's really fun.
Definitely. You mentioned the Legion, but could you talk a little bit about, I think, your father's involvement in the Legion out here?
Well, yeah. My dad left school at 17 during World War II. Unfortunately, one of my little regrets is not actually joining the military, but I like to keep his legacy alive. So I help out. I joined the Sons of the American Legion. Help out with the car show for a fundraiser for the preservation of the post. Last Veterans Day, I handed out turkey dinners from Long Island Cares came out and I helped them hand out turkey dinners for the veterans, which it's rewarding. Kind of hard for me to talk about because I'm not I just like doing it, I don't want to go in the forefront, but yeah. And
it's just something that it's natural for you to do, and probably your father too.
Yeah. Let's just do the job. We don't need to get accolades or anything like that. But yeah, I do it for keeping his memory.
Yes.
And I'm proud of it.
No, it's an important organization, and I think, well, it's probably getting off topic, but the American Legions out here, I mean, the numbers have declined.
The numbers have dwindled. But then again, on another note, with what's going on in the world, we do have younger veterans.
Yes.
But the problem is they have to work 2 and 3 jobs to live out here. It's expensive.
And this is, do I have the time to volunteer?
To volunteer, yeah.
Yes. There's
actually one gentleman in Southold who really wants to do it, but right now he's just too busy. He can't. He says later on I'll get more involved.
Yeah.
So, yes. Right now her nephew is deployed to the Ukraine. So it runs in the family. So what I could do here is I help at the Legion.
Yes. And just being involved in the community, I think you might have mentioned it briefly before, but what do you enjoy most about living and working out here? You mentioned the environment is important.
I take great pride in just basically just riding around this town at the quaint little villages, the people. it's just a great place. Like I said, I told you earlier, I drove tractor trailer trucks for a while, and you do see a lot, and you see a lot of nice things. But then again, when you come back here to the East End, it's really, really a beautiful place. We're really blessed.
Yeah, there's nothing quite like it on Long Island either.
Absolutely not. I mean, if you think about it, within an hour, you could be at 3 bodies of water. The ocean, Great Peconic Bay, and the Sound. So, that's why, one of the reasons why I the highway department, I think we could keep this like this.
Yes. And you feel like the community, I feel like it is a community that still will come together and help people because we are still a smaller community, and whether fundraisers or other things.
Oh, absolutely. This is a great community for that. I mean, somebody's house burned down, and within, 5 days?
Was that a few years ago?
Yeah, it was a few years ago, but within 5 days there was a Chinese auction and a fundraiser put together, and this community just comes together when people are in need. Hence making it why it's such a great place.
And just going back, I'm just thinking you mentioned even as a kid, even at 14, hanging out, and did you have any favorite spots? Or, I mean, obviously maybe some of the places might not be here anymore, but even as a kid growing up out here, some favorite places you'd hang out in, like a deli or restaurant out here?
Well, I used to hang out at Wheeler's Garage again, but then basically in school we'd go to the beach parking lots,
Okay.
and hang out there.
Yes. That's kind of where everyone went.
Yeah, it was the place to go around here. You have so many of them.
Yes. And now we're probably jumping a bit here, but moving up to today with the elections coming up, why did you decide to run for Southold Highway Superintendent?
I was approached, and I thought that I didn't just jump at it right away. I had to sit down and think about it and realize that these people think enough of me that I can do the job. And after sitting and weighing it out, going, yeah, I can do this job. So I said yes. I think that I can bring a little bit of change, maybe not a lot, but a little bit of change to the town.
Yes. And you also said this is one of the most important jobs in town. Can you explain what makes it so critical to the community?
First off, it's got to be public safety. You got to do your due diligence, and you got to, sidewalks and road paving. You notice a lot more walkers and bikers on the road, potholes and whatnot. So I just feel that, and again, it goes back to wanting to do good for the community.
Yes.
This is my community, too. I grew up here.
Yes. But just over your time there, you've mentioned road and sidewalk safety is a big part of the job.
There's a lot more to it. Tree trimming, access when you come to a stop sign. Can you see what's oncoming? Drainage. Trying to, back in the day, rainwater was basically let to go overboard, run out. Now we have to contain it and not let it go overboard. So there's a lot to it.
Yes. And what have you seen as what have been some of the most challenging things you've seen? Like you mentioned, some things evolving over the past few years, even like equipment changing and
more specialized equipment. And the town is getting bigger. So it's evolving that way. We gotta, where we could do stuff now, somebody's living there now. So it's just things like that. You just put your thinking cap on and think about what's the best plan, the most affordable plan. Let's do it once. Let's do it right.
And does the department even work with when there's like emergency management situations or flooding or?
Oh, absolutely. We have the pump trucks and things like that.
Yeah.
Hence, cleaning drains.
Yes.
After this time of year with the leaves falling, you're constantly, if you get a rain, where do the leaves go? They float until the water drops and the leaves stay on top. So we got to clean drains and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's something. It's a maintenance.
And it's nonstop. There's always
Always something.
something to, and I'm sure you get a lot of people are always probably sending in, oh, you need to come over here and pave this, or there's a pothole.
Yes, it is. It's probably one of the biggest things I would think of just from talking with people. Again, I haven't been in the seat yet to hear what most of the complaints are or whatever, or the thank yous or whatever. But I can imagine every day there's something, clogged drain or a pothole that needs to be fixed.
Yes. And what type of leadership do you think you'd bring to the department and moving things forward?
Again, I hope a positive one. Listen to the employees. They're out. I'll be out and about, but more in the office type thing. But listening to the employees who are out there with the townspeople, they're the ones that actually get the, hey, what about this? And employee appreciation, I think, would go a long way too.
Yes.
Again, a lot of things go hand in hand.
Yes.
To move it along. Just got to pick the right way and the right way of doing it. Which I think I can do that.
And then you've obviously just been growing up here and seeing Southold today. It's obviously changed a lot, and obviously more people coming in here, but what are your hopes for the future of Southold? And what kind of legacy do you hope to leave here?
Me, like you said, it's ever evolving. People are coming out here. I don't know if this is good or not. I'm going to say it. Change is inevitable. And I think we just have to monitor it and not let it get crazy.
Yes.
If you know what I'm trying to say, it's going to happen.
And
let's keep it at a pace where we do our due diligence and do it right.
Because I think people have commented on the podcast that even through COVID, it has accelerated, maybe have gotten a little out of hand, and we need to come back and kind of monitor it.
What was that saying? Pull the reins in a little bit. Just, I don't believe you'll ever stop it. I think it is inevitable. I think, though, we can monitor it and do our due diligence to try to do it right. Yes.
And for you personally, what would you hope to see maybe 10, 20 years down the line? What would you hope to see Southold, the town of Southold, become, or the community?
I'd like to see it more of the rurally that it is now. I mean, you get some of the new people out here, they want their street lights and things like that, but I'm not sure I want that. But is it inevitable? Probably, because without them, you get to see the sky at night.
Dark sky.
And you get to see the stars. And I think that is part of the beauty of being out here. For me, it is.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel.
No, it needs to keep that ruralness to it. Otherwise, it becomes just like any other community west of here.
Gosh, the other day I had a road call. I had to go out to Orient. One of the machines broke. And just if you get a chance on a sunny afternoon in the summer, ride down Narrow River Road and just take a look out over the bays and the marshes. We truly do have an awesome spot that we live in.
Yes. Were there were there any last minute things you'd like to say to our listeners just for within the coming weeks, or just last minute things you'd like to say?
I don't know if this is the right spot. I wish they'd vote for me. But my goal right now is, if I do get elected, and when I do walk out of the office after my time is up, I kind of want to be remembered as that good guy that did right by the town.
Yes.
Listen to the public, and try just to do the right thing.
I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come on the podcast today and share your story and your continued involvement in the community, from even Southold Santa to working in the highway department. So thank you so much for coming on.
I really appreciate you having me here. This was kind of fun.
Thank you. Well, I hope you enjoyed episode 164 with Greg Schlachter. I want to thank you for listening to the Floyd Memorial Library podcast, and we'll see you next time.